outraged over it.
How much money and what? And are you certain you know what these checks were for? Let's say that Michael.
I don't know what they were for, but I know they were written to the parents of the little boys that would sleep over.
You're just assuming then that it's hush money. Did your mother ever tell you that this money was being given to the alleged the parents of the alleged victims to keep them quiet?
That's why I can't say that as hush money. Apparently, it was given for some reason. I don't know why, but I do know that she was outraged during that particular time. This is around 84, mind you. Now, to this day, she denies it because she has no support. In other words, if she were to go and tell the truth, Michael would drop everything and she would probably be out on the street. So she has to stand by in that way. But the only reason I'm speaking up is because I'm an abused victim. And I don't want to see anyone else hurt like that because I know what it feels like to be hurt.
But basically, I'm sorry, Latoya, I was going to say basically because of these checks shown to you by your mother and the fact that Michael, do you know for sure that he spent 30 nights with this alleged victim?
I have never, ever, Katie, seen Michael in the bed with another boy. Never. I have never seen him. I do know that he would have boys over all the time. One, of course, and they would stay in the room for days. Then they would come out, and then there would be another boy, and he would bring someone else, but never two at a time or anything like that. Let me ask you a question. What 35-year-old man do you know that sleeps with little boys and stays with them for a week or 2 weeks or whatever, and sleep in the same bed? I'm asking you this question because this is a valid question. It's very open. Because most people would say, well, this is totally wrong. It's totally unfair.
Yeah, most people might.
You know, what you have to remember is that Jordy, I do not know this kid. I have never met this kid. I know nothing about him. But at the same time, I feel bad for him, and no one's caring about Jordy. Jordy is in a very bad position. Even if it's not Michael, his parents have put him in a bad position. And there are a lot of Jordys out there.
Have you talked, Latoya, with your parents since making the statements last night in Tel Aviv?
I haven't spoken to my parents, no.
What's your reaction to what your folks had to say, Latoya?
My mother is very much aware of all the children that were there, all the boys that stayed there. And she is the one who always said that Michael, it's more than anything else, is that if she knew that, then why didn't she say something about it or do something about it or get help because she felt that he was bothering little kids? I didn't understand the fact that he was bothering little kids. I didn't understand why the checks were written. She was the one who was trying to explain these things to me.
I said, oh my God, is this real or this is to cover up this other situation that's happening?
Why think that right away? Maybe your brother's getting married and...
Because I know him. I know that he doesn't have an interest in women. I know, not that kind of way.
Any woman?
No, absolutely not. He would never touch a woman. He would say it. Oh, can't stand them. He would just say it. I can't stand them.
Why do you think Michael and Lisa Marie went on such a public campaign to convince everyone that this marriage was on the up and up, that it was real, legit?
They thrilled the allegations off the damn courts.
Period.
Blank, period.
What was your reaction when you watched them on Primetime Live?
I heard a lot of lies. I heard a lot of lies. That 35-year-old man is going to take a little boy and stay with him for 30 days.
Is your brother a pedophile?
In my eyes, definitely yes.
You go on national television and say...
Yes, of course, naturally. In our family, because that was always that facade up there, smiling in front of the cameras, that when we got home, it was totally different. It was an entirely different lifestyle at home.
Well, what was it like at home?
It was very, very hard. My father was very strict. He beat us.
Well, when you say he beat you, did he spank you, whip you? I mean, what do you
had a belt, you say in the book. Belts, whips, whatever. My brothers were grown, and my father would take his fist and he would punch them and knock them down the steps constantly.
Would they
To
provoke
this
him?
day, no, of course not. To this day, they are still afraid of my father. They will tell you. They come to me and they say, Latoya, we have kids in college and we're afraid of my father still today. But my mother allowed this to go on, which makes it so bad. She didn't stop it.
She, too, was an abuse victim, wasn't she?
My mother, by my father, according to my brother, yes. According to Michael, he would tell me he would see my father beating my mother. I had never seen my father beat my mother. But he beats all of us.
So did this persist all through your childhood and continue into young adulthood?
Adults, everything. Michael was doing, I think it was Off the Wall, Thriller, and he was still getting beat, but what you guys see is him up on the awards, accepting these awards, and smiling. My father's chasing him around the house, and he's running from him, terrified.
You said that Michael was the only one that actually tried to fight back and tried to hit your father.
Boy, yes, he was the only one. I didn't think he knew exactly what he was doing, but the more he would get beat, he'd throw it back at him and throw it straight. He would have to always get the last licking, always.
What's been the reaction of your family to this book?
I have no idea. My parents, of course, they're denying it, and of course, people that they would deny it. Denial is the first sign of dysfunctional and abuse as well. However, outsiders have accepted the book, and they understand. They understand about the abuse. It wasn't just physical abuse; it was also mental abuse, which is very different, and also sexual abuse as well.
That you don't write about in the book. You allude to it, but your sister
I touch
revealed
it
that.
very lightly because it's a very touchy subject, and it's dealing with my sister, and I wasn't able to talk about myself just yet. You have to be ready to come out and talk about these things, and it's a very sad story because Riri is a wonderful person, I must say, and she left home at a very young age. She left home when she was, I think it was 16 years old, and the reason she left is because my father would get out of bed with my mother, and he would get into bed with Riri. And Riri would ask my mother, please, mother, get help for him. And she would not. So Riri had to leave home. There were times, of course, when my mother would say, Joe, not tonight. Leave her alone. Let her rest. Don't get into bed with her. And then Riri called me, and she said to me, she said, Toya, I have a question I want to ask you. I said, what is it, Riri? And she said, when I left home all these years, well, this is just recent, all these years I wondered if Joseph ever sexually abused you the way he did me. Was it happening with you and Janet? And I couldn't answer her. And she says, please tell me. And I wouldn't. There's things that you don't talk about. And she says, Latoya, you have to tell me. And I said, Riri, there's just certain things you don't talk about, isn't there? And she says, okay, I understand. And that's what she asked me about.
Now, here, it's a harrowing story of your family. Mm-hmm. Why did you decide to write it?
Because I felt it was necessary, something that needed to be done. I think child abuse is really a major issue in America. I'm not so sure about here in Europe and
yes,
Britain.
people have been reported, Roseanne Barr among them, and yourself standing up and saying they were abused as children. Were you sexually abused as a child?
Yes, sexually abused, physical and mentally as well. It went on in our family all the time. And the sad part about it all is that no one really knew about it because we always had to smile for the cameras whenever we were on television or taking pictures and pretend like we were this loving, perfect family. However, at home it was quite different for us. And you can't live your life with this in your system. Eventually you have to get it out of your system. And the time was right for me to do that. It takes a lot of courage and it takes time. And you have to feel that it's right for you. And I just want to say to all the children or people that are out there that have been abused, all the victims, please, you got to speak up and start telling people. Because if you don't, you won't help yourself. You're not curing yourself at all.
Well, it's not an appropriate.
But in her early 30s, Latoya veered away from Michael into treacherous waters. She married her manager, Jack Gordon, 20 years older, and a convicted felon, who she says took control of her life, moving her away from her brother's influence.
And these kids are going to be scarred for the rest of their life.
During the time of your marriage, you accused Michael of being a pedophile.
Yes. But I cannot, and I will not, be a silent collaborator of his crimes.
Gordon gave me this piece of paper and he says, read this. He goes, you better say this. You say this.
Jack Gordon forced you to say that your brother was a pedophile. Did you think he was?
No, I did not. The courts have proven that too as well.
Why did Jack Gordon want you to say that your brother was a pedophile?
He had this hatred towards my brother that I can never explain to you why it was.
Just to make things very clear, you recanted your accusation. Are you sure today that your brother never had any undue relationship with a child?
Barbara, Michael is not. He is not.
He is not a pedophile.
No, he's not.
There is a book out that suggests that Michael was gay. Do you think he was?
No, absolutely not.
You think he liked women?
Yes. Yes. Yes.